Bro, this is so bad. So basically, Evo are creating some of their Evo throwback content. The most recent one they posted was featuring Goichi, which, as you know, is one of the greatest, probably fighting game players of all time, one of the absolute GOATs in DBFZ. And they decided to post up a highlight from Evo 2019, from Winners Finals DBFZ, which was, of course, Goichi versus Sonic Fox. These two had an incredible rivalry for the first couple years of the game. Just a great match.
He's gonna get more meter, but thanks to the scaling on the bar, he only that's not gonna get.
Like, looking back, it's so crazy that that's optimal.
Oh, he jumped into it. Goichi makes it. Grand Finals Evo 2019.
Of course, from this, you get a lot of people looking back, reminiscing basically about how good the game was, and that leads me to this tweet here from my boy Seihan. Of course, anything we talk about in this video is completely not a way to take a shot at Seihan, because I love this guy and I fully respect him as a person and as a player. Honestly, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in the DBFZ community. But yeah, you know, like he looks back, he really likes his version of the game, which is completely fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I replied on the EX moves costing 1 bar, entering half the roster's moves is useless. And of course, this is before the snap meta, so I'll let it slide. But season 2 was really not as good as you remember, and I really do stand by this. I think that a lot of people look back and they think that like the hype of the game, which there was a lot of at the time, like DBFZ was still quite new at this point. It was exciting. They were still adding new content into the game, and it was just a great time. I'm going to explain myself and my thought process, and in the background I'm going to let some matches play. I picked out a few matches that kind of maybe highlight what I'm talking about. Shouts to me on commentary. And you can see right here, straight away, this is one of the reasons why I think that people look back on this version with rose-tinted glasses. Did you just see what happened? The Kamehameha, vanish, and then look. Big body character. Oh, guess what's about to happen, Broly? Guess what? Guess what? I don't know, but like, this version of the game... And look, we're going back. We're going back. It's this. This is the game. So let's get to it. Let's get to my reasonings here. Okay, look, there you go. Best Oki in the game leads to a mix into dead character. So you've got to think about it like this, right? In season 2, the game had not really had a huge update since the first season, right? When I say huge update, going from season 2 to season 3, that was a huge update. Now, that hadn't happened yet. So the combos at this point were very, very limited. They were very repetitive, very predictable combos, right? It was very rare you even saw like a re-jump because the game was still being fleshed out. If you look at what they did in later seasons of the game, where they added more variety of combos and, you know, maybe even unintentionally added combos by adding new routes and stuff like that, giving characters more options, it actually makes the game more exciting to watch, I feel, because there is a risk of combos being dropped now. Back then, the combos were so basic, undroppable combos. They're literally magic series. And on top of that, the damage was lower. So it was like you saw those same combos how many times per match. Gameplay was slower. Like the whole thing, like I just feel like is very... Rose-tinted glasses is the exact phrase I would use. Like don't get it twisted, right? I don't think the game has ever been bad, like terrible. The game has always been, you know, DBFZ. It's always been a fantastic game. 3v3 Dragon Ball tag game, fast-paced. It's always been great, right? But I feel like the game definitely has been more fleshed out since release. But the reason people have fondness of 2019 DBFZ was not because of the state of the game, but the state of the competition. You've had 2024 DBFZ in 2019 with Goichi, Sonic Fox. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. And another thing you have to... Here we go. Just immediately into the snap. Into just... You're in the corner just struggling to find your way out. It's just non-stop. It's just this is the kind of gameplay I'm talking about. It's just set play into non-stop 50-50s. It kind of removes a lot of like the skill gap from the game because it's literally look, and then you boom, you're dead. Sage was looking for a way out. Doesn't matter. Set play, set play, set play. In the corner, you're just in a non-stop block string. And I know like defense and blocking is cool. Like that is actually one of the best things about DBFZ. Players with good defense are rewarded, but when it's just a barrage of non-stop 50-50s, it kind of even makes that not hype. You've also got to remember having 1 assist per character was also pretty whatever. Again, it factors into the very limited characters that you would see. And as we saw in a couple of those matches, the taller the character, the worse. I dug out this old tweet. This is before Universal Fuzzy was discovered, right? Basically, all the characters with a tick are characters that can just, without the Universal Fuzzy tech, can just get opened up just for being tall. They have an extra layer of defense that they have to think about. Only them. 13 characters are basically irrelevant. And of course, there were some exceptions like Broly, for example, from Sage, and sometimes Cell, you know, from Fenrich. But for the most part, you know, a lot of these characters were kind of useless. So let's see the characters that were seen very often in season 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 characters, basically. Super Saiyan Vegeta. Who was playing Super Saiyan Vegeta in season 2? Okay, Fenrich. Okay, sure, Fenrich. Again, though, Cell and Vegeta is only him. Think about that. Only him. Even then, bro, that is not a lot of variety. Limited characters being viable for tournament play and just straight up just killing off all the tall characters. It goes without saying that rarely seen anyone apart from those meta picks is bad for the game from both a player and a viewer stance. Like, there's no way that's a well-rounded game. There's no way. This was the roster, and we only saw a fucking quarter of this in tournament play. This was a sick match, by the way. Wawa and Kazunoko at the Japan Finals. This shit was so hype, bro. Look, there you go. Thanks for playing. You weren't good enough because you got opened up from Universal Fuzzy. Season 2 was not patched for an entire year. Shoutouts to Dustloop. March 27th, 2019. Season 2 update, right? We didn't get an update for the game until February 25th, 2020. 11 months later, bro. That's basically a whole year. And GT was there. So GT was just absolutely killing everyone for what, a good 9 months? Crazy. And then after that, they added 3 DLC characters. You want to know who they are? Janemba, Gogeta Blue, and Broly. And guess what? All 3 of those are tall boys. The only character worth using the whole season was GT. You shouldn't be penalized for picking a tall character. I like Cooler. I want to use him. Oh, well, guess what? He's terrible. Just because he's tall. I mean, he was terrible anyway, but... like, there were so many, like, personalities playing the game. It was so interesting. It was so hype. You know, all the events. Everything was so cool. But actually, like, from a gameplay perspective, it was very limited. And that's the word I would use, limited. Because I wouldn't say bad. Because the game's never been bad, in my opinion. I would just say limited compared to what they gave us later on. Compared to these last 3 to 4 patches, Season 2 DFC was a goldmine. Nitro, I don't know about that. I think that people mistake the hype that the game had or the gameplay being, look at that shit. Are you telling me that's good? I disagree. Look at this shit! He fucking sparked. He sparked because he was terrified to die after getting snapped. That's not a good game though. Look at this shit! I swear to God, I didn't cherry pick this match. It's so bad. Well, that was kind of. Look where you are. Look where you are. You're back in the corner. Bro, this is so bad. Honestly, like, I keep saying it's bad. I'm kind of trolling. Like, the game was never bad like that. But that snapback stuff was like the worst meta the game's ever had. The limited combo potential, 1 assist per character, just tall characters being irrelevant just because they're tall, Universal Fuzzy, snapback meta, boring non-stop 50-50 set play. No, variety does not equal good, but that does equal balance. I would rather have an overall balanced game than an unbalanced mess where like fucking 5 characters are relevant. It's just a shame that, like, you know, what happened. We had this incredible event. The game was at an all-time high. We had a brand new season coming, which would be, for a lot of people, the best season of the game. New characters. And then just basically meant that you couldn't do anything for this game for too long. And then by the time we came back offline, the same buzz around the game was not there anymore. DBFZ didn't get as unlucky as Granblue, where they literally didn't even get a chance to do anything offline in general. Like we did. We had a couple years of good offline stuff. But imagine, bro, I honestly, truly believe DBFZ was on its way to being the biggest game in the world.